Let's go over some basic instructions for designing your own virtual locker. So once you've opened up the PowerPoint, you'll have your instructional slide, and then you'll see the third slide is your template for creating your virtual locker. So you can change this title if you want to, but the main thing is that you're going to type your paragraph here. So this is, you can just delete this text and start typing your explanation of the items that you decided to put in your locker. And then this is the locker that you'll be decorating. So a good place to start, or if you need some ideas for kinds of things to look up, you can look at the example that I provided and that I went over in class, or you can look at this sample items slide. So these are some items that I have already removed the background from, and you are welcome to use these and put them into your locker. Don't feel like you can't use them because they're here, or because I used some of them in my locker. Please feel free to use any of these items. So to use these items, for example, if I wanted to use this little string of lights, all I have to do is right-click on this and hit copy. If you're on a Mac, you'll hit Control and then click. And then I'll do the same thing here, right-click and hit paste. So then I can grab the lights and I can move them around. And you see they're a little too big for my locker, so there's a couple of different things that I can do here. I can either just resize them so that they fit a little bit better in the locker, like that. Or if I wanted them to be a little bit bigger so you can see them a little more, I could go to Format and hit Crop, and then I can just crop the photo, which is also kind of cool because it makes it look like the lights are kind of disappearing behind the door, which gives it, I think, some dimension. So those are two options that you have there. Some other editing options you have is if I wanted to have, say, this skateboard, I can copy this skateboard and bring it over here to our locker and hit paste. And then I could make it a little bit bigger because that's not the size a skateboard is. And then I could rotate it a little bit so that I can kind of like lean it against the locker like this. And you'll notice that the skateboard, because it's the second item I've copied, is kind of in front of the lights, where I might actually, if this was a real locker, my skateboard would probably sit behind my lights. So that's something I'm going to want to fix. So you can fix that by hitting this Arrange button and hit Send Backward. And now my skateboard is behind the lights, no matter where I move it. So I'm going to put this, lean this up against my locker. So now it looks like it's just kind of naturally leaning in there, which I like. So that's how you can use the items that are already here on this slide, but don't use just these, because I tried to do a smattering, but this isn't everything. You know, you'll see in my locker I included some stuff that I didn't put there, like some stickers that I found online and a picture of my cat. So please customize it as much as you want to. And make sure you're including at least 10 items like the assignment said. So when you're looking for items that aren't on this slide, you're going to want to remove the background, which I'm going to show you how to do, because otherwise it just looks kind of wonky. So if I'm looking for something to put in my locker, say I want to do like a hydro flask. I'm going to look up a hydro flask, and go to Images. And there's some cool flasks. Let's see, I like this one because I actually do have a teal hydro flask. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to hit Save Image and just save it to my downloads. And then I'm going to go to a website called remove.bg. And once you're there, you'll hit Upload Image. And then you'll upload that picture that you downloaded. And it's going to remove the background for you. So this one removed pretty cleanly, but sometimes it doesn't. So for example, I did this St. Pete College flag and it didn't remove the background quite correctly because it kind of messed up these little tassels. It didn't know how to process those. And it also, you can't really see it, but I know it's there. It kind of removed the background in some of the letters in here. So something you can do is go into the edit function and do erase and restore. So I might do the restore brush so I can make sure that all of these letters actually have white coloring in them. And then I can hit erase, and rather than try to restore these tassels, I think I'm just going to get rid of them because that seems like it's going to take less time. So I can just erase these the best that I can. And then once that looks good, I can hit download, download image, and I'm good to go. But let's go back and get that water bottle because that water bottle turned out great. So we're going to download that. And then we'll go back to our locker slide and we'll hit Insert, Pictures, and then make sure you get the one that has the background removed. Hit Insert, and there you go, you've got your image. So now I'm going to make this smaller. Oops, upside down. I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to stick it up here on, let's do the top shelf of my locker because I'm tall so I can reach a top shelf. So we'll put that up there. And there we go. Now I'm on my way. I've already got 3 items in my locker. I only need like 7 more. So that's how you get your locker going. That's how you customize it. And once you're ready to turn this assignment in, you're going to want to make sure that you've selected the 3rd slide. So the slide that you've customized, that you've created your locker on. So just make sure you've selected it, and then you're going to hit File, and you're going to hit Save. And then when you get to this, where it gives you different options of formats to put it in, you're going to save it as a JPEG. And then when you hit Save, it's going to ask you which slides do you want to export, all slides or just this one. So you're going to hit just this one. And now it's saved it as just a JPEG. So you'll be able to go into your files, and there it is, saved as a JPEG. So there you go. And then this is the file that you'll want to upload to Canvas when you submit to that discussion board for our next part of this assignment. So this is how you want to save that activity. So make sure you save it as a JPEG and you save just that one slide because that's the only slide we need.